Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly K. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today our case takes us, well, we're actually starting at Liberty County Fire Station in Georgia, and it's actually taking us all over the place, so we'll get to the map time. Please like and share it because we need as many people as possible to see this, to share the information, and hopefully to keep their eyes wide open to see if they could find either of these two missing people and then call 911, or to find the vehicle. I think the vehicle can also have a lot of clues. So it's a BOLO, be on the lookout for two people and a vehicle, okay? Welcome to all my moderators, patrons, members, subscribers, any locals in chat, and any family and friends of these two missing people. I'm so sorry for what's happening here. It sounds absolutely stressful. Really scary as well, right? So we're going to go over everything now. Let me do this. We've got a presentation to go over. Also, well done to Switzerland for winning their round today in the UEFA game. Okay, I know we've got some Swiss Grizzlies here as well. And as you know, I live in Switzerland now, so I did see that. Okay, are we ready? Let's deep dive what's going on here and share as much as possible. I'm going to show you this. We're going to look at the map. We're going to look at some clips. And hopefully soon there should be some updates. I really hope so. It's Sam. Thank you for being a member for 19 months. Let me just quickly get this going. Hold on one second. And then we'll dive into the presentation. Let's just see. Hello. Can we bring the chat up? Chat is being naughty. Come on, man. Hold on one second, everybody. No, sorry. The chat is not... There we go. Now it's complying. There we go. It's Sam. Says, best channel. Gizla's the goat of true crime. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so we are looking at the case of two missing firefighters. And this happened in Georgia, and it's very new. It just happened on June 25th. So they've been missing since June 25th in Hinesville, Liberty County, Georgia. The guy's name is Chandler Kuhbander. I hope I'm saying that right. Kuhbander, 24 years old. And his ex-girlfriend, Raegan Anderson, 24 years old. Both of them firefighters, both working in Liberty County at that Liberty County Fire Services Station 12, I think it is. And so both 24 years old, no longer dating. Okay? If anyone has any information about the well-being or whereabouts of these two individuals, please call the Hinesville Police Department at 912-368-8211. If you see them or their vehicle, they say you can call 911, okay? Because obviously they've gone to a different state now as well, based on where their phones had last pinged. We're going to get into that now. So Chandler Kuhbander and Raegan Lee Anderson dated for 7.5 years. They are both 24 years old, and they were high school sweethearts. They both work for the Liberty County Fire Services in Hinesville, Georgia. I hope I'm saying that right as well. Hinesville, Georgia. And so Chandler ended their relationship in 2023. I've seen some of his family members on Facebook say it was towards the end. They say at least 6 months that they've been broken up. Of course, now we're in June. So at the end of 2023, Chandler had had enough. It was described as a very toxic relationship, very roller coaster, as we know. Oftentimes, toxic is another word for abusive, and it sounds like the person harassing him and all of that was the girlfriend that he broke up with, Raegan, right? Based on what I'm seeing on social media, so take that with a grain of salt. So Chandler ended their relationship at the end of 2023, and he's been trying to move on, but it sounds like she will not let him. He moved back in with his parents because the two of them had obviously been dating since the end of high school sweethearts. They actually got a place together. And when the relationship ended, he was moved out and moved back in with his parents. But he still ran into her at work, of course, because they worked at the same place, right? That must be very difficult to try to get away from someone, but then you work at the same place. Oh my goodness, shame, man. So Raegan was actually arrested on Saturday, June 22nd. So that's 3 days before they both went missing. Okay. She was arrested for allegations of property damage. And it was Chandler that called the police on her. So, and she bonded out by herself. So let's quickly look at what the heck happened there. So this source is Court TV. We are going to look at a video clip as well, where Julie Grant from Court TV interviewed Chandler's mother, and it was very informative. So I'm glad that they did that. According to a police report, Anderson was arrested. That's the girlfriend, right? The ex-girlfriend. She was arrested Saturday on allegations of property damage for keying and breaking a windshield on Chandler's car. The report says that Anderson confronted Chandler inside an Olive Garden restaurant in Pooler, Georgia, while he was on a date with another woman. Anderson allegedly started making false claims about Chandler's date, prompting her to leave, and then the confrontation continued in the parking lot. So she, I'm going to just say it in plain English, stalked him, was really keeping tabs on him. And as I say, they'd already been broken up for about 6 months, but they still saw each other at work. And his mother has said that he did care for her very deeply. Her mental health was quite rocky, it sounds like. And like throughout the relationship, right? Lots of ups and downs, and he was always there to help her. So, yeah, unfortunately, she stalked him and saw his car where he was on this date, keyed his car, broke the windshield. She'd gone inside, she'd confronted him on this date, and apparently Raegan Anderson stated that she did not know why she damaged his car, except that she was very hurt by him moving on. She stated they'd been together a long time, and she was hurt. Okay, so in case people don't know, if you feel hurt or abandoned or whatever it is, it doesn't give anyone any right to damage anyone else's property. You're not entitled to anyone. Anyone is allowed to. It's their human right to exit a relationship anytime they like. They don't have to be with you. They don't owe you anything, no matter if they've been with you for 1 year, a week, a year, 6 months, 10 years, 50 years. It doesn't matter. If someone says no, that's a full sentence. No is no. Like, literally. And he was apparently making it so clear in messages like, please, just let me be. Give me space. I don't want to be with you. We're moving on and all of that, right? And it's just a huge red flag with her behavior there as well, with what she's starting to do. And now the two of them have gone missing in a vehicle that she was driving. It's a huge red flag. It reminds me, we've seen this before, and I'm not saying that she's anything like the people I'm about to mention. But you know those people when they say it's like, if I can't have you, no one else will? We've seen a lot of cases like that. That's a very dangerous mindset to be in, of course. It sounds like that. And with the keying of the car and breaking the windshield and doing all this type of stuff, it just reminds me of like Jodi Arias or, like Brian Laundrie. These types of cases, and it really doesn't sound good. It really sounds very, very scary. So it's a very serious, very time-sensitive situation. I hope that they're alive. I hope, because their phones are off, okay? I hope they're both alive, that they're out there, that they're okay, and that they will be found. Nova said, thank you for covering this. I'm wishing the best for all involved and their loved ones. Me too. This must be so incredibly scary, especially because his family, they know about their history. They've experienced Raegan and the rocky relationship and all the ups and downs. And, his mom said they were so not good for each other. But by that, it just sounds like, like I'm just speculating. All right. Just from everything I've read, everything I've researched, if I were to share my opinion, it sounds like she's very abusive, manipulative, coercive, all of that stuff. I worry about all of that, and that she will do whatever it takes to be with him. Like, for her, no means yes. So this is, I couldn't find the actual police report, but I did find these on Facebook. There's actually a Facebook group that they've started for this case called Find Chandler Kuhbander and Raegan Anderson Discussion. So there is a Facebook group if you do want to follow it there, where they post updates often. So full name, Raegan Lee Anderson, date 11/30, right, 0001, time 12 a.m., Pooler PD, bond was $2,400, and she bonded out on her own. That's what his mother said. Arrest age, I don't know, so her current age is 24, she's female, birth date is there. Now, what was the violation? Criminal damage to property, 2nd degree, violation of city ordinance. So yeah, it is there, right? Also on the right-hand side, someone put that on Facebook saying she was in jail last week after vandalizing his vehicle and threatening him. family has said she's off her medication. So that's another red flag. If she's off whatever medication she was on, oh dear. We've seen that before too, where that can make someone very unstable, right? They need help. If they just go, well, like, why is she off her medication? Did she just quit her medication? Is she like, oh, I'm going to lose everything? And I don't know. It just sounds like she's truly not in a good mental state. Okay, so she texted him non-stop after this. So remember, this was on Saturday, June 22nd, when she had gone to this Olive Garden in Pooler, Georgia, which is actually quite far. Let me just quickly show you this. So I don't know where he lives and where she lives and all of that, but the Liberty County Fire Station is all the way down here in Georgia, and that Pooler Olive Garden was up here. So I just really want to see if I can measure this from there to there, and let's not do it in meters. That won't be helpful at all. Miles. It's like 22 miles. It's, it's quite far-ish. I think it would have taken effort for her to stalk him all the way there and then be like, what? Are you really going to claim that you were going to the same place? Doing what? Because she wasn't there with anyone. She was there to confront him on the date, almost like that, that show Cheaters? I used to like that show where they just like burst into, I don't know, like a restaurant where they're like, you are busted. Like, oh my word. I think she was doing something like that. So embarrassing. Shame. And imagine the lady that he was on a date with. I wonder what her experience was. I wonder if, if she heard some of the threats or she sounded like she ran for it then. So there's the booking date, the 22nd of June of 2024. Reason for booking: criminal damage to property, second-degree violation of city ordinance. So yes, she'd bonded out. Now we go to Tuesday, June 25th of 2024. Now I must say, I watched every interview that Chandler's mom did, and it really helped the timeline because I found that some of the short media clips, when they share like a minute or 2 minutes quickly, they got it wrong, saying that, he was last seen on Monday and that she was last seen on Monday night and all of that stuff. It's Tuesday, June 25th. I really had to triple check this. And his mom also says in all the interviews, Tuesday. So we're looking at Tuesday, June 25th of 2024. Okay, of course, today is the 29th. So many days, and their phone's been turned off since that night. So that's pretty scary. It's very scary. Angela, thank you. I'll just pop all of these types of membership milestones on the screen. Thank you so much. The mods are going to say thank you on my behalf, as they always do. Thank you, mods. I can't stop every time, but I really, really appreciate your membership. Thank you so much. Okay, so Tuesday, June 25th of 2024. Chandler went to Crunch Fitness on Tuesday, June 25th in the morning. Okay, it sounds like around 10:30. Somewhere there. It sounds like 10:30ish, right? He spoke to his mom the day before, Monday. He spoke to his mom at about 10 o'clock in the morning and said, oh my word, like Raegan is blowing up my phone. So this is now Tuesday. He's going to the gym, right? He spoke to his dad before he went into the gym, and he told his dad that Raegan had transferred money to him. Now, it sounds like manipulation she's done in the past. We're going to listen to the clip where his mom describes it, saying she transferred money to him, and then often he would transfer it back to her, and then she would transfer it back to him, and it's like a whole mess like that, So I don't know what she's doing that for, other than obviously manipulation, some kind of, emotional blackmail, bullying. I don't know what it is, but she was doing that. And so he was telling his dad about it, and his dad said that he needs to call his firefighter lieutenant or captain and let them know what's going on, which he then did. Now, apparently, that I want to know exactly when her meeting was. You see at the bottom here, it says Anderson was last seen on June 25th at the Liberty County Fire Services Station number 1 in Midway, Georgia. Authorities believe Anderson may be accompanied, but now she wasn't. That's not the last time she was seen. There was also surveillance footage later. My point is, she apparently, some say on Monday, she had a meeting with the chief. Okay? Yeah, both of them are 24 years old. She had a meeting because remember, they're both firefighters. I wonder, was she suspended? Was she fired? She was terrified of being fired because she'd been arrested and she was absolutely harassing and stalking a fellow firefighter. They were no longer in a relationship. You know what I mean? So whether that meeting was on Monday morning or Tuesday morning, I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds to me like Monday. Okay, so Tuesday, he goes to the gym, speaks to his dad, says that Raegan's transferred money to him. His dad advised he call his firefighter lieutenant or captain and let them know what's going on, which he then did. He then exited the gym at 11:40 a.m. No one has spoken to him since 11:30 a.m. that day. His family have not heard from him since 11:30 Tuesday, June 25th. And they are terrified. It was his sister's birthday that day. So his mom says he would have never missed his sister's birthday. He didn't have plans to go anywhere. He planned to go to the gym and then go home for his sister's birthday celebration. I don't think he was working that day. I'm not sure. Maybe he was working a later shift. But it sounded like he was going to go to the gym and then go home to celebrate his sister's birthday party. So when he wasn't there, of course, the family's like, what is going on? Which is also why they realize something's up very quickly. So surveillance cameras show Raegan's car parked close to his. Yeah, she was circling that parking lot from 10:30 in the morning. He arrived at the gym around 10:30ish, went in, was talking to his dad like, holy crap, she did this and this. Oh, she's already in the parking lot, circling around his vehicle and parks right next to it. So note that. They say, surveillance cameras show Raegan's car parked close to his and only her car leaving. We're going to get to that now, which car it is and all of that. Apparently, he owns that car. That's what some family members have said on Facebook, that he has a car and he also owns the car that she's driving, right? Okay, and they found his car there at the gym, just parked there as it was. I don't know if they found, the keys or if the keys are with him. I'm not too sure about that. But the more details we get, of course, the better. If there's any family that's watching and you want to correct any details, share any extra details, please email me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. And definitely we will do that. I can put a pinned comment to correct information or add information, or we could have another stream, or we can maybe have family on if they want to share more information as it unfolds. So the door is open to them. All right, so they say she could be armed, and it's believed that Chandler was coerced into getting into a vehicle. His mom says that she believes he's with her to keep them both in this world right now. See, because someone like Raegan, by the sounds of it, again, I'm speculating, I don't know, I've never met her, I'm just saying everything I've read, it sounds like she would, like emotionally blackmail him. You know what I mean? Like saying, I'm going to take my life. And then he's like, no, coming to her rescue. This situation sounds truly scary because they're saying, speculation, that she had stopped taking her medication. That's a red flag. She doesn't want to lose him, even though they're already broken up for months. She doesn't want to lose her job because now, of course, she got arrested and she was texting him all about it. Like she's so scared of losing her job. Basically, I would assume saying, why would you call the police? Like, why would you call the police? Because now I'm going to lose my job as well. You know what I mean? Like things were really unraveling for her. So he took nothing with him. He did not plan to leave. He planned to go home to his sister's birthday celebration. He apparently left his, and I think it's like an Apple Watch, where you can get text messages on your watch. He left his watch at home because his mom and family were able to look at that watch and see all these messages from her. So at least that gave some context, right? Because his phone's been off since Monday night. Okay. Plur Baby said the Facebook group has a report from the police saying that her weapon was taken off of her by the fire chief because Chandler was scared she'd self-delete. Interesting. I have not actually seen that. Is it new? I feel like I went through a lot of this, but there's so many comments and things. I'm just quickly looking as well. The thing is, I've seen a lot of, talk about, is she armed or isn't she? Some say that when they went to her apartment for a wellness check, right, they found it unlocked and they found her gun in the apartment. Others say they found it unlocked and did not find. They found her gun missing. And now, you see, that's the thing. Sometimes I want to see that report. Plur Baby, can you please link that exact post? Can you link it to me? grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. That would be very helpful. I mean, I'm hoping that she's not armed, right? That's the hope. Because that sounds extremely dangerous, especially in her state of mind. Okay, so let's continue going here. Thank you, Plur Baby. Really appreciate that. Okay, Tuesday, June 25th. So then the city of Hinesville Police Department released a BOLO. Of course, these are 2 adults, so they've got to be on the lookout. It's not like endangered missing person or anything like that yet. It's BOLO. Okay. So, because they couldn't see the cameras there at the gym. They couldn't see what was happening with the cars. Unfortunately, where he was parked and where she then parked next to him, they couldn't see that. They could see her car driving around and parking close to him, apparently, but couldn't see the whole interaction. So it's a BOLO at this point. Please share this as well if you come across this on social media. You could find it on the Facebook group too. You could find it all over X as well. So yeah, it's important to get this out to as many people as possible. So there's a Georgia tag, right, of this vehicle that she was driving, and they believe he was in it. A Georgia tag GEX655. Okay. Following their disappearance, Hinesville police officers go by Anderson's home, find it unlocked, and find a note that leads them to believe that Anderson may wish to harm herself. That is a huge concern, because oftentimes when someone is in that, and I'm so sorry I have to censor this, I think it's ridiculous, but YouTube will literally not make the stream available to view for many, many people if I say the actual word. So I'm going to say self-deleting. It's a huge red flag if somebody's in that state of mind where they want to take their own life, that oftentimes that also would be a homicidal state of mind, right? Okay, let me quickly just click on this link that Plur Baby sent me. Thank you so much. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's a new one. All right. So we'll look at that in a moment. Let's look at it now so we can follow the updates as they come in. Anonymous participant said, thank you to the other group members that posted this. I feel like it's really important for those saying that her mental state and threats are only hearsay from the mom. This definitely establishes a history going as far back as a year ago. I don't even want to hear this shouldn't be posted because we should be protecting her mental health. I'm on meds. Okay. Interesting. Miscellaneous report. Is it just this one little one? Okay, let's have a look at this quickly so we get some context here too, and then we're going to continue with the presentation. So, miscellaneous report, here it says it was printed 28/6/2024. All right, on the above date and time, I was dispatched to that apartment in reference to a self-unaliving threat. I made telephonic contact with the complainant, Mr. Chandler Kuhbander, who stated he's concerned his ex-girlfriend, Miss Raegan Anderson, may harm herself. Mr. Kuhbander stated that Miss Anderson was a Liberty County firefighter and was going through a hard time. He said she purchased a handgun and sent him a picture. Oh my word. That's quite threatening as well. You know what I mean? It might be like, I'm gonna, harm myself, but it might also be, I'm just speculating, a threat, like to send him a picture of this weapon, okay? So he said she purchased a handgun and sent him a picture. He stated that she could not breathe and needed him to come over. No. I've met people like this. Have you met people like this? Oh, no. And when I was much younger, man, did I run to that person's rescue every time until I stopped doing that. I'm like, oh my word, they're just manipulating me all the time. Okay, so he stated she could not breathe and needed him to come over. Mr. Kuhbander said she did not directly say that she was going to harm herself. However, she sent concerning messages. Upon my arrival, I made contact with Liberty Fire Department Chief Brian Darby and Liberty County Fire Department Captain James Ashdown. They were able to make contact with Miss Anderson through text, but she was reluctant to open the door initially. Chief Darby and Captain Ashdown were able to make contact with Miss Anderson inside. Chief Darby was able to retrieve and secure the handgun from Miss Anderson. Chief Darby secured the handgun in his vehicle and advised he was going to take possession of it. Well, did she only have one? You know what I mean? I hope she's not armed, as I say. So, June 25th, Tuesday, was the last time, that his family heard from him, that he went to that Crunch Fitness. He exited the gym around 11:40 and walked towards his vehicle. Never seen again. Her car is the only one seen leaving. So they obviously assume that he's with her, also because his phone pinged in her vehicle where she was seen at this gas station, which we're going to look at video footage as well. So, his phone pinged after they leave. Just remember where they're leaving from. They're in Georgia. Okay, then his phone pings at 4:30 p.m. in South Carolina. What? Like, that's far. Look at this. And then, wait, the next ping was from her cell phone in Crosby, Tennessee. Okay. That's very far. This is like a 7-hour drive at this point. Look at this. So, Liberty County Fire Services, I just started there, right? I didn't start at the Crunch Fitness actually, but I just started at where they work there. Anyway, and so they go to South Carolina. Well, his phone pings in South Carolina, but he's not seen on that surveillance. Okay, I'm going to show you that surveillance footage. He's not seen on it, which is very scary. Where's he? You know what I mean? Maybe we just can't see him in the car, but it's a bit odd that she's the one walking around the car. She's the one putting gas in the car. We cannot see him. But his phone is pinging in that car in South Carolina. And then the next time her phone pings is in Cosby, Tennessee. And his mother says that both of their phones have been off since Tuesday, June 25th, that night. Tuesday, June 25th, that night. Both phones off, no longer pinging. The police say they're no longer pinging. Because she had contacted the police, reported it. They were pinging the phone, looking every 15 minutes, right? And his mom says that she believes that they were heading towards this Pigeon Forge area. And, when asked why, apparently that's an area that he had said he really liked. That also is so scary to think of, that, in her state of mind, based on everything we're reading, if she's going to take him to some place he really likes, is it like a romantic gesture or what? It sounds very scary though, because it sounds like she took him against his will. Okay, so both phones have been off since that evening. She left a note and said, and this was what on the note, "I'm sorry, Chandler." She left her apartment unlocked. Okay? I don't know for who she thinks is going to go there, but that's scary. And then says, "I'm sorry, Chandler." Those are the words she wrote. And it was apparently written prior to him going to the gym. I don't know if she put a date and time on it or how they know that, but yeah. Okay. So, Butterfly says, "Have you shared out their picture?" Yes, I will quickly go here. There's a picture of them as firefighters. Okay, the two of them. So I've shared out their picture. We're looking at all the details, right? Middle-aged white guy says, "People in Georgia who have a gun often have more than one." Right? Okay. And so Crime Chronicle said she was probably blocked and trying to communicate via Cash App, sending him money. Oh my word, that is such a good point, Crime Chronicles. I'm sorry I missed that comment earlier. Yes, she was probably trying to communicate through Cash App. No wonder she was sending money. Oh my goodness, okay. Wow. So we were over here. Okay, keep going from here. I just want to see date added. CK, I don't know. Okay, so we're on the next slide here. Now, this is a little snippet from WSAV. After seeing the cameras from the mall, we could see him walk out and that Raegan had arrived at 10:30 at the mall. Raegan was driving around the strip where Chandler was at. She went around a couple of times and parked. Again, stalking. After 10 minutes, she disappears from the frame again. The mall parking does not show where my son's car is during the day. So we can't see what happened between him passing the edge of the camera and where his car was located, said Jane Kuhbander, mother of Chandler. Anderson also has a history of taking her own life ideation. There are multiple reports from Hinesville police that show Kuhbander calling the police because Anderson made threats to take her own life. Raegan did leave a note, and they had gone into her home because the door was open. It was a health and welfare visit. On that note, it aims right toward the next coming events that we're at, said Tracy Howard, chief of police at Hinesville Police Department. It's the note which would raise concern with anybody reading it regarding the health and well-being of Miss Anderson. The next stop that they see is between here and the last notification. They got to South Carolina, where the phone pings. After the ping, we found that Raegan was pumping gas. They see it on camera, but they don't see my son. They know his phone was used, but they don't see him. Chief Howard continued by saying, the next one is her phone pings in Cosby, Tennessee. Once they get to Cosby, that's where it's gone cold. That is very, very scary. Katja says this really highlights that men can be victims too. Absolutely. Steffi says there are so many places in Cosby and Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area with no cell service. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting as well. Interesting to know as well. Although they cannot see any, they can't find, even if there's no cell signal, can't they sometimes do the like find my phone thing at all or not? Can they never find it? I don't know. I feel like the police might have ways to find the phone, ping the phone, but also the vehicle. Like, I hope police around that area, this Cosby, Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg area are driving around looking for the vehicle, because the vehicle would be a huge clue, obviously, of where they are or last were. Okay, so there's more pictures of them as well. I feel like my energy is very stressed, but I am very stressed about the situation. And my word, just reading about it. Thank you to everyone who emailed it to me, by the way. I'm glad that we could cover it and get this information out, and I hope that there will be, good news and that they find them. Okay, so Jane M. Kuhbander, that's Chandler's mom, said, "Help us find my son." She posted this on June 26th at 8:50. Well, that's local time to me, June 26th, right? "Help us find my son. I have an emergency. My son, Chandler Kuhbander, has been missing since yesterday afternoon. Last seen in a grey t-shirt, black shorts, and black Vans. He's 24 years old, 5'11", medium build. His phone has been turned off, and that last anyone heard from him was 11:19 a.m., which would be June 25th, right? Lovett said, ping the vehicle, or how about plate readers? Yeah, now we're talking about, again, if you've got dash cam footage, ring cam footage, if if they could look at plate readers, all of the stuff. I really think I think people can help if they just look into their footage, and hopefully, of course, the police are doing the very best they can, but now it's many different states working together, right? Okay, so he's 24 years old, 5'11", medium build. His phone has been turned off, and the last anyone heard from him was 11:19 a.m. on June 25th. He's last known to have been coerced by a woman named Raegan Anderson. She's a danger to herself, and he's believed not to be with her willingly. That's based on text messages that his mom has seen that he sent, just like, leave me alone, let me be, give me space, I don't want to be with you, all of that. So both phones are off, but the last known location was Crosby, Tennessee, around 7:30 p.m. on June 25th of 2024. We believe to be headed straight for Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. The car they are known to be in is a black, low-profile 2017 Ford Focus with a Georgia license plate reading GEX655 with a firefighter logo on the plate. They are both firefighters. If you see either of these two, please call 911. Message me if you can help. Someone called Justin Kuhbander, which I think could be a brother-in-law because his brother's name is Xander, said Raegan Anderson is the one that owns this car. Oh, Reagan's the one that owns this car. It's a Ford Focus ST. Okay, so I was wrong earlier. It's her car. Raegan is the one that owns the car. It's a Ford Focus. His car was at the gym and is now at home with us. Okay, I misunderstood that earlier. His car, they found it. Oh, that must be so scary. When his family's like, where is he? They go look at the gym and there's his car. But he's not there and no one's heard from him since. But they only saw her car leaving. On the right-hand side there as well, I've got a screenshot that says she is, wanting to take her own life. Anything can happen when you're under stress, under the stress that she is right now. Obviously, a lot of stress would also be that now she could potentially be losing her job as a firefighter because she was arrested on the Saturday before. So his mom also said his car was left at the mall gym that he was coming home. He lives with us for his sister's birthday party. He told the other firefighters the same. He took nothing with him. This is not planned, and he talks to us all day. So that's another one. When he went so quiet, they're all like, wait, what? Like, where is he? Because they used to text, call, talk all day, right? Barbara said, why hasn't her parents shown concern? Apparently they can't get hold of her family either. Like, where are her parents? Where's her family, right? I don't know where they are. And I don't know if she was reported missing officially or not by them or not, right? Okay. Jane also said he's a good man and afraid that she'll do something to herself. She keeps pulling him back into her life with manipulation, right? So he is a creature of habit. His fire department is worried about them too. None of this makes sense for him. She is not in her right mind. He doesn't want to be with her, but he doesn't want her to get hurt. He's a good man, and they were together for 7 years. She's been abusive the whole time. And that's coming from his mom, you know? So I know it's just one point of view, but it's a very credible one. It's his mom saying, well, she's been abusive the whole time. Oh, trust the family, right? It's been a rocky road. And they actually broke up in 2023, the end of 2023 sometime. Like, okay. Shame, man. His mom was probably hoping, like, okay, hopefully a drama-free future, but unfortunately not. So Ashley Jones said, thank you so much to everyone that's sharing information. It really, really helps, especially in cases like this, if you're local or if you know either of the two missing people, the families or anything. Thank you for sharing what you know. So Ashley Jones said, estranged from her family, spent most of her time with his family, 7 years, same job, same friends, arrested and probably threatened with being fired. What does she have to lose? He is her life. That's scary, right? That is very scary. I'm sure to her, it must really feel like she's losing everything. But he's, of course, allowed to end the relationship. And from there, if she just lets him, which is a normal boundary, you know what I mean? Then the job is not at risk and all of that. But yeah, she wasn't coping with the loss of him. Rob said, sounds a little bit like the Jodi Arias case. It does, right? It does sound a little bit like the Jodi Arias case. Okay, so I got a couple of red flags here just to highlight some of the red flags that's going on in this case right now, based on what we're hearing. She was stalking him, keying his car, breaking his windshield, and interrupting dates that he was on. She was calling and texting him frequently, and he kept telling her, no, I need space, let me be. She was trying to get him to come see her at all costs, like we read from that report on Facebook there. Which again, Facebook you got to take with a grain of salt. There's a screenshot from Facebook, but it sounded quite plausible. Okay, so she was seen on surveillance driving around the mall parking lot around his car around 10:30 a.m. waiting for him. Again, I'm going to call it what it is, stalking him. She parked near his car. She was the only one seen at the gas station in South Carolina. Now, he could have been in the vehicle. He could have just not gotten out of the car, but the police analyzed it and couldn't see him, right? And so I'll read this comment in a moment. So she was the only one seen on that surveillance footage. I'm going to show it to you. Her phone pinged in Cosby, Tennessee that evening. She left a note and said, I'm sorry, Chandler. That's very scary given the situation. Both phones have been off since the night of June 25th. Hypnotizes Lobster says, I wonder if she purchased or packed anything ahead of time that might give any clues, or is it Walmart? This feels eerily like a female Brian Laundrie, right? And there's that other case, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, it's called Shayna Hubers. It's reminding me of that case as well, right? Butterfly said, were the cameras at the gym? We just went over that now. There were cameras there, but they weren't able to see the actual vehicles. They could see him, walking from where his vehicle was parked to the gym and into the gym and then leaving the gym. But not the actual cars or what happened at the cars, unfortunately. Okay, so that's quite a few red flags there. Hello to Joe Jackalone. Welcome to Chat True Crime with the Sarge. If you don't follow him yet, go and check his channel out. So, I was wondering if the Liberty County Fire Services said anything. And so they put out a statement that said, date 6/27/2024, subject missing individuals. Liberty County Fire Services is aware of 2 individuals that are reported as missing through the Hinesville Police Department, Raegan Anderson and Chandler Kuhbander. As this is a law enforcement matter, it's not appropriate for us to comment at this time. Our prayers continue to be with Raegan, Chandler, and their families as the search continues. Right, okay, so they put out that statement. And then his mom also said, I want to clarify this situation. Raegan is not a bad person. She's a great firefighter. She is lost, unstable, and losing what she has known for 7 years. They were or are not good for each other. She's making bad decisions because of this. They are not a couple, but he cares deeply for her. We don't want anything bad to happen to either of them. We want them home safe and sound. We do not know if she has any firearms on her, but we know that she owns one, and that is a possibility that she has it on her. They have been a dangerous topic for her mental state. Chandler is a great man who works hard and loves deeply. I believe he's doing what he feels is right to keep them both in the world. Oh, man. That's so sad. The questions stand that we don't know where they are. Phones are off, and that is out of character for him. His phone dies often, but not for 48 hours. And of course, it's longer. He is a responsible planner, and this is a crazy spur-of-the-moment situation, and he had plans that he never arrived to. He has no clothes and left wearing workout attire. He has made zero contact, also very unlike him, and he did not show up for work today. Please don't add fuel to this fire. All we want is them home and safe. This back and forth and speculation is awful. Once again, the family is experiencing the internet in a case. It can always get so crazy so quickly, right? So sending them lots of strength and courage if that's what they're experiencing, because it can really get very hectic in a very trying time for them. So Kerry said, once again, it illustrates how the most dangerous time is when trying to, or when leaving a coercive, controlling relationship. Yes, unfortunately. It does highlight that, yes, indeed. Lissy Love said, thank you for providing a safe space for victims and their families. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Please smash it. Why? Because we want this case to be boosted into the algorithm so that more people can learn about it, more people can cover it, more people can talk about it. Hopefully more eyes, more ears, looking around, listening out, reviewing their dash cam footage, ring cam footage, anything they see. If they thought, wait, I saw that vehicle, and maybe they saw them. There are some reports on Facebook I see, where they say, oh my word, I saw these two at this gas station or there or whatever, and he was whispering something to someone. You just never know if he's like, can you help me? Which again, I'm going to teach the DV distress signal again all the time. Don't get annoyed by it if you already know it, because the more people that see this, the better. If you see somebody in a situation like this, for instance, imagine if it was someone like Chandler and he did this out the window. That is a distress signal. That means someone's been taken against their will, or it's a DV distress signal, and you need to call the police. Okay, that's what it means. Sometimes if it's like in a cafe or wherever, public setting, and someone does that to you, another idea, depending on the situation, you really have to read the room, would be to walk up to them and say, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? Come over here. And then just get them away from the person for a second there, and then call the police, right? Find out what's going on. It could save a life. All right, so that's what his mom typed, and then his brother, Xander, said, we do not know. Oh, no. He said, we do know for sure that he did not call in. So meaning people are saying, well, did he call in to say he's booking off from work? Maybe he called in. So he says, we do know for sure he did not call in. She owns a gun, and as far as we are aware, it was not found in her home. She usually has it with her. No, he does not like he's answering people's questions. He does not like Ohio, the state itself, in the slightest. Sorry, Ohio. Okay. The whole family's a fan of the Buckeyes. We think Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg because her phone last pinged in Cosby, Tennessee, which is close, and he had told her about in the past as he likes the area. Oh dear. He told her in the past, that he likes the area. Thank you so much, the Pam Pepper. So for her to take him to somewhere that he really likes, it sounds sweet, but not in this situation. This is a very scary situation. So they said, I'm not sure on the exact date my brother and her broke up, but it's been a good while, over 6 months for sure. Liberty County Fire is going to post this as they can't tell the public anything going on. Law enforcement's working the case, and we are helping them the best we can to bring them home safe. And I really hope that they find them alive and they can bring them home safe, and that she can get the help that she needs based on everything we're hearing. I know it's just one side of the story, so based on what we're hearing, I hope so, right? Shauna said, I think all first responders should know the DV signal. I've asked all my friends and family who are law enforcement or first responders if they know about it. Out of 7, only 1 knew. See, I'm never gonna stop sharing it. You just never know who sees it and who could teach the kids, who could teach other people. Share it with others as well. Share it with your loved ones, You just never know. Okay, so recap. Chandler's family, this is a picture of him, last spoke to him at 11:19 a.m. on June 25th of 2024. Chandler and Raegan's phones are off. Their last known location was Cosby, Tennessee around 7:30 p.m. on June 25th of 2024. It is believed that they are headed straight for the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, and his family said because he said to her once upon a time he really likes the area. The car they are known to be in, her car, is a black, low-profile 2017 Ford Focus with Georgia license plates reading GEX655, featuring a firefighter logo on the plate. If anyone has any information about the well-being or whereabouts of these two individuals, please call the Hinesville Police Department. 912-368-8211, or of course you can call 911 if you do spot them. So this missing flyer has been made for him. Of course, his family reported him missing, right? Apparently she's estranged from her family, from what we're hearing from the chat, because I haven't heard her family reporting her missing. But they are both missing. So 2 firefighters are missing, along with a 2017 Ford Focus, which is why I say look out in the Tennessee area, wherever, actually anywhere. Look out for the vehicle, because you just don't know where they could have gone, right? Look out for the vehicle, because you find the vehicle, you at least find a clue of where they last were, or where they are. Okay, so it's a 2017 Ford Focus, has Georgia license plate GEX655. Female firefighter's name is Raegan Anderson. The family last spoke to Chandler at 11:19 a.m. on the 25th, June 25th. Both phones are off. Their last known location was Cosby, Tennessee, around 7:30 p.m. on June 25th of 2024. It's believed that they are headed straight for the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, which people in chat local say this very large area, lots of nature around as well. And so look out for the car. The car they are known to be in is a black, low-profile 2017 Ford Focus with Georgia license plates reading GEX655, featuring a firefighter logo on the plate. All right, so we've got that. Now what I want to show you is a couple of clips, of course. So actually I want to show you this Court TV one first, where Julie Grant speaks to Chandler's mom. Sorry, Julie, I will resize. Hold on. Okay, let's just play this for you, and then I'm going to resize.
Continues for 2 missing firefighters. Have you heard about this case? Chandler Kuhbander and female firefighter Raegan Anderson were reported missing on Wednesday. That's when Kuhbander's family say that they last heard from him, and they don't believe that he left willingly. Police think that they're headed to Tennessee, to the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. Joining me now, I have a very special guest I want to welcome on. She's Chandler's mother, Jane Kuhbander. Jane, good morning to you. I just want to first start off with saying I'm so sorry for what you're going through here. This has to be so unsettling and upsetting, and I know it's really tough to come on live television where people can see you all over, but hopefully this will help. So first things first, what's the latest updates you've gotten from police, any firefighter friends, anybody who's given you any recent clues as to what may be going on with Chandler?
So we've traced all the way back to when this all really, it's been going on for years, but they've had a relationship for 7.5 years, and they've separated because it's just very toxic for both of them. My son did go on a date on Saturday, the 23rd, and she found his car and where they were at, and came and keyed his car while he was on the date, and he called the police. She subsequently went to jail and bonded out on her own, but during that time she was calling and texting my son because she's terrified for her to lose her job. They are great firefighters. This is just, she's not in the right headspace at all. And after that happened, she just continued to message my son back and forth. And he just kept telling her, please stop calling me. Let me be. I need time to think. I need my space. I told you I'd help you to take care of stuff, like even like shoes and stuff that he was willing to give back so she would have extra money to pay all the extra bills that are going to come from her choices and her actions. And she was trying to get him to come see her at any cost, and he just kept telling her, I was told not to, I can't. And every time we come together, this happens. Fast forward to Tuesday was my daughter's birthday. He went to the gym that morning at Crunch Fitness in Savannah. My husband had talked to him before he went in and told him that she transferred a sum of money to him, and sometime subsequently he transferred it back to her, and then she again transferred it to him. He was told by my husband, do not touch that money and call your lieutenant, let them know, or your captain, and let them know what's going on. And he did. I was trying to work a little faster. I can do a little more things than the police department can do. They have to follow a protocol, but I don't. So I preemptively, after my son had gone up and found my son, I have another son, his name is Xander. Xander had gone up to get, get the car, and I apologize. I have dogs. And
it's okay. I've got animals too in my house. I know. I'm sure. I'm sure this is upsetting for the animals too. I mean, let's be honest. They sense things. They sense that you're upset, I'm sure. And so
right.
You were saying you don't have to.
It's chaos right now.
Yeah, you were saying you don't have to follow, protocol, right? The police, do, but it sounds like you've notified everyone, right? The fire department's aware of what's going on. The police were aware.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Of the incident. And then, did you get some information that they were heading to the Pigeon Forge area? How did you learn that, Jane?
So after my son's car was found outside of Crunch Fitness, still sitting there, we reviewed cameras that are at the mall and saw that Raegan had showed up at the mall, and waited around and drove around the parking lot where my son's car was parked. At 11:40, my son came out of Crunch Fitness, and that was the last time he's seen heading towards his car. After that, I spoke to the detectives, and they said, we're looking at the cell phones. We're pinging their cell phone, trying to get their cell phone records. And at that point, every 15 minutes, they get a notification that tells them where the cell phone is if they get notification. Well, no one had spoken to my son since after 11:30. No one had talked to him after that.
I don't really want to pause it, but I kind of have to for copyright purposes. You can't just play things for hours and hours. Gotta talk a little in between. Sorry, that's just the rule right now. But, well, it will be like that always on YouTube. I did want to say, that miscellaneous report we read? That's what someone in chat was saying, where they talked about Chandler calling the police to go and check on Raegan and all of that, and that they took her gun away. It does say date added on the screenshot. I wish we could see the whole report, because it's just cropped that we can't see the date on the top right, That's why I like having the documents, right, instead of screenshots. But, hey, I'll take it. We're reading it. It does say date added 7/10/2023. So that's a long time ago. That's probably at the time at which, around when they broke up. So we don't know if she has a gun right now. She could have bought another one. You know what I mean? And we're just speculating because we don't know. But it sounds like a very dangerous situation. It's also strange to me how people, if the roles were reversed, if it was, not a male being taken against his will, people would be like, oh my word, this is just so sad and hectic and everything. And it is, but there's some people in the chat being like, well, how do we know that he's not this and this? I get it because we have one side of the story, but just listen to all the red flags and all the facts. Listen to everything. I mean, she was stalking him when he went on a date. She was arrested. She bonded out. She then blew up his phone when he said, no, leave me alone. You know what I mean? And then she still stalked him at the gym. You know what I mean? Like, just put it all together and know that, of course, there can be males in the situation too. There are many. So DV, has no gender. It can work both ways, of course. So let's not assume. But based on what we're hearing, it does sound very scary. And like she wasn't in her right state of mind already from November. Like, what was that? From October last year when they broke up. She wasn't handling it well at all. But it still doesn't mean that she possesses him, has a right to him. He said no. He doesn't want to date her. He doesn't want to be with her anymore. And everyone has the right to end a relationship. If they don't want to be in it, it's their right not to be. So let's continue here. So
the next time my son's cell phone gave an alert was at 4:30 in South Carolina when they were, well, it doesn't show my son in the video they have, but she was getting gas at a gas station and his cell phone is the one that went off. It almost sounds like he was calling her from inside the gas station, maybe to ask her if she wanted something. And I do believe he's with her to keep them both in this world right now. because her headspace is really bad. And there's a lot of stuff that we just aren't telling everyone to try to be able to work farther in. It's a very deep situation for the two of them. And the next ping that came was actually off of Raegan's cell phone in Cosby, Tennessee.
Okay.
And they haven't been seen since.
So that's why you're saying Tennessee. Do you have reason to believe that Raegan is suicidal and your son is trying to comfort her through?
Let me already warn you. The word was said, the S word, that YouTube is like, oh, very terribly sensitive about. They might restrict the stream. So we really need to make sure you like and share again, because if they restrict the stream, it means obviously no one under 18 can view it. True crime isn't for anyone under 18 in the first place. But if they restrict it, most people who are not signed into an account can't watch the stream. So that really sucks because then they can't get the information. So please do share. If you can see the stream now or later, please make sure that you share it.
Through that?
Yes. There's been multiple occasions where she has attempted or gave the appearance of attempting to commit suicide. And my son had gone out several times to keep her from doing so. And this time there is a suicide note that was left, or a note in general that was left, explaining where to send her belongings to and how to handle her belongings, and that she is sorry to my son. Just one line, "I'm sorry, Chandler." That's it.
One line on her note, "I'm sorry, Chandler." And that was written prior to her driving to the gym and stalking him there and parking next to his car. She was probably driving around, I'm speculating again, but they saw her on her car on surveillance going around and around. She's probably doing that, waiting to park next to him, right? Like he was in the gym, but she was probably driving around like that, thinking, I just need to wait for someone to just give me some space here to park right next to him. And then he was seen walking out of the gym towards his car, and that's the last he was seen. And no one heard from him since 11/19. And I mean, just that one-liner with her apartment left unlocked and saying where all her belongings should go and everything, and then, "I'm sorry, Chandler." Oh, my word.
But it's not like
that was written.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, that was written right prior to them going, her going to the gym where she met him
at the gym. So we know they made contact there at the gym. We know that much.
That's correct.
Okay.
And this is not like him, though, to not let you all know, hey, I'm with Raegan. She's needing my company.
Sorry, just quick pause here as well. We already read some of the text there that it's not like him, but we're going to see that answer in a moment. Shame. Laura said, I don't know why. The mom says she thinks he could have called from inside the store. It's called hope. She hopes that what it is because she can't see him on the surveillance. Can't see him walking around. Why is Raegan walking around the car, putting in the gas? You can't see him, but his phone's pinging there. Now, the true crime mind is like, oh, that sounds like, where is he? Like, what happened to him along the way? You know what I mean? Our minds go all over the place. But obviously, you know, we have to have compassion for the families as well and keep the hope alive. I hope that he was like in the store. I hope that he was in the store calling, hey, do you need anything? Or that he was just sitting in the vehicle and you just can't see him or whatever it is, right? Okay.
Comfort. This is unlike your son.
He didn't even want to meet up with her. And in some previous text messages, we don't have his phone or anything, but we were able to find his watch where he's just telling her, I'm not going to meet with you. I cannot meet with you. You cannot come here. I am not coming to you. It's just constant him telling her no.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of constant telling her no. You cannot come here. I don't want to meet with you. I don't want to see you. And at the end of the day, she leaves her apartment unlocked, leaves a note, okay, says where her belongings should go, says, I'm sorry, Chandler, drives to the gym, and allegedly had a meeting at her job the day before. So we don't know if she actually did lose her job or was suspended or whatever. She's not in the right state of mind. And then goes to the gym and intercepts him there after stalking the parking lot for about an hour, right? That is very scary.
And he's a very much a creature of habit, and all of this media attention, he's going to be so upset and so embarrassed because he's a private human being. and he's very driven to do the right thing and make sure people are safe. And he really does care about Raegan. You just don't give up 7.5 years of a relationship and not care about someone.
Sure.
But he talks to his brother and his dad in a group text message all day long. They share videos and memes, and they talk, and he says, yeah, I'm coming home. We check on him. We know his schedule at work. And he would have never not come to his sister's birthday.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And, you know, I don't know Raegan and Chandler, your son. He sounds like a wonderful human being. I do know the cycle of domestic violence. I volunteer in that movement. And you said some things that have some red flags going up in my mind. Has she used suicide as a threat to keep him in the relationship in the past when he's tried to break up with her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know, and that's a very telling sign of abuse, you know, going on. And that is a form of abuse to try to threaten. Nobody should be put through that. You know, everybody has the freedom to exit a relationship at any time. You know, I wish we had more time to talk, Jane, but we're out of time for now. But we want to keep the conversation with you going. As we kind of close out just this talk for now, tell me, are you hopeful? What's next? What are you feeling right now in this moment here?
I'm terrified. There's so many. I'm trying not to catastrophize the situation, but it's very hard when there's so many things that could go wrong. And I haven't heard from him since Tuesday when my husband last spoke to him. He would never not call us. No one, everything we keep coming across it turns up nothing. It's not them. No one's seeing them. Cameras aren't seeing them. I'm just asking the public, please share the message. If you see this car, call 911. Text me, let me know that you've seen them. Let the police department know you've seen them wherever it is.
And we're going to do our part to share it as well, Jane.
I don't care if they're in it or not. I don't care if you see just him.
There's the tag, the Georgia
Yes,
tag. We were just showing the little black car. Yeah, we'll continue to put that up. We're going to put it up online as well. Jane Kuhbander, stay hopeful, stay safe. We sure hope that the next time we speak, that Chandler will be home safe and Raegan will be home safe, and that this can all be put behind you. I wish you well. You'll be in my thoughts and prayers. We'll speak soon, okay?
Shame. This was a really great interview that Julie Grant did with Jane, Chandler's mom. There was a lot of information in there, you know. That's probably like the 5th time I've now watched. I'm like, whoa, there was so much. There's a lot of red flags in there, you know. Especially Shaman about Raegan. Let's quickly listen to this one as well. I just want to see. Okay.
The site of an everyday routine turned possible crime scene. This Crunch Fitness in Savannah, the gym where Chandler Kuhbander worked out, is the last place he was seen.
After seeing the cameras from the mall, we could see him walk out, and that Raegan at 10:30 had arrived at the mall. Raegan was driving around the strip where Chandler was at, went around a couple times, parked. After 10 minutes, she backs up and disappears from the frame again. The mall parking does not show where my son's car is during the day, so we could not see what happened between him passing the edge of the camera and where his car was located.
That was on Monday. I went to the gym today and spoke with the general manager. He wasn't able to speak on camera, but he did tell me he saw Kuhbander come in and leave. So what happened in that parking lot? Kuhbander's mother, Jane, thinks it went something like this.
Willingly did he get in the car? Yes, but he got in the car because he doesn't want her to hurt herself. That is what I firmly believe he is.
Which would be manipulation and coercive control and all of that, right? Just being like her manipulating him, saying I'm gonna take my own life and all the stuff, and him being like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So that's the thing, because some people will probably be like, well, how did she get him in the car? Manipulation.
He's trying to keep her from hurting herself. And in this, now he's in a situation that he may not be able to get out of.
Raegan Anderson and Chandler Kuhbander have a romantic history. Anderson also has a history of suicidal ideation. There are multiple reports from Hinesville police that show Kuhbander calling the police because Anderson made threats to kill herself. According to another police report, she was arrested on Saturday after
And they say there were multiple reports. So we've only seen a screenshot of the one. I actually think that screenshot on Facebook probably came from this clip here. But there were multiple times when police were called, for a welfare check on her because of what she was saying to Chandler. Okay, because she wanted to see him at all cost after the breakup.
Showing up to an Olive Garden in Pool or where he was on a date, confronting him inside and then keying his car.
We see the conversations that had occurred on Sunday and Monday between him and Raegan, and it increases and intensifies in her just saying, I want to see you, I want to see you, I want to be with you. I don't want to be alone. I'm very scared. I don't want to lose my job. I'm going to go to jail because of the incident that happened on Saturday.
That arrest is what led to a welfare check at Anderson's home on Tuesday, the same day Kuhbander's family realized he was missing.
Raegan did leave a note, and they had gone into her home because her door was open, and it was a health and welfare visit. She, in that note, it aims right towards what's the next coming events where we're at.
It's the note, which would raise concern with anybody reading it regarding the health and well-being of Miss Anderson.
That's when police began to search for the pair.
The next stop that they're seeing from between here and where the last notification, they got to South Carolina where the phone pings. After that ping, we find that Raegan was pumping gas. They see it on camera, but they don't see my son. The next one is her phone pings in Cosby, Tennessee.
So that was the footage that I was talking about earlier. The little bit of surveillance footage from the gas station. You don't see him at all. But his phone pinged there in South Carolina, which was about, I think they said, it was at 4:30 p.m. So 11:30, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 hours later, right? In South Carolina. And then that evening, her phone pinging in that, what's it called? Crosby, Tennessee. Cosby, Tennessee, right, in that area. So, okay, that was the footage that you saw there. Do you want me to go back a second here? I'll show it to you here. Let's go again.
Search for the pair.
The next stop that they're seeing from between here and where the last notification, they got to South Carolina where the phone pings. After that ping, we find that Raegan was pumping gas. They see it on camera, but they don't see my son. The next one is her phone pings in Cosby, Tennessee. Once they get to Cosby, Tennessee, that's where it's gone cold.
It's been days since then, but Jane and her family have not stopped looking, telling me she's heading to Tennessee next to search there. She's also taken to social media in hopes of finding leads that way.
No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Thousands of people have viewed Jane's TikToks as of Friday. News outlets all over Georgia reporting on the case and several true crime pages posting and talking about it as well.
I came across this situation yesterday and I literally cannot stop thinking about it. This is Chandler. He's 24 years old.
Hinesville police also put out a BOLO for Anderson's car, notifying people the pair may be traveling in a 2017 black Ford Focus.
I can't even close my eyes because I can't stop thinking about him. I just want to bring him home where he belongs. Every time I close my eyes, I hear a noise and automatically wake up. I start to dream and I'm wide awake. I would rather dream than to live this nightmare right now.
Some very heartfelt words there. Now, Kuhbander's mother told me that Anderson doesn't have any connections to Cosby, Tennessee, so it isn't clear why she might go there. If you have any information about where Kuhbander or Anderson could be, you're asked to contact the Hinesville Police Department, and that number is on your screen. You can
I've also got the number in the description box, okay, you guys? So I've got another clip to show you here quickly. This one.
County firefighters have been missing since Monday morning. They were last seen in Cosby, Tennessee, about 30 minutes away from Pigeon Forge. WJCL 22 News' AJ Sisson has been on the story since the beginning, and he has new security camera footage that may help authorities in their search.
This is terrifying, and you have no answers.
On your screen is the last known security camera footage of Raegan Anderson on Monday night at an unspecified Circle K in South Carolina.
My understanding is that his phone pinged at the same gas station where she utilized her debit card and can visually be seen pumping gas. What I'm able to see, I cannot tell he was in the vehicle.
According to Chandler Kuhbander's parents,
That's very scary that he's not seen in that footage in South Carolina, right? Ashley Jones, do you have a source for this information? If you could please email it to me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. That would be very helpful. I've seen 2 people mention this now, saying there was a correction from the family later stating that his phone actually pinged in Tennessee. In Tennessee and not South Carolina. Well, we just heard that his phone did ping in South Carolina. So I think his phone also pinged in Tennessee then and not her phone. Because the chatter earlier in our live stream here was saying that it was actually not her phone, because they say his phone pinged in South Carolina and her phone pinged in Tennessee. That's what we knew so far. But now there's apparently, allegedly, that's why I would like the source. So I'm just repeating what chatters are saying. Okay, so disclaimer. But chatters here in the live stream are saying that his phone pinged in South Carolina and his phone pinged in Tennessee, and then it went off. So maybe she doesn't even have her phone with her, you know, which is another red flag. That's very scary as well.
he was last seen on Monday morning, leaving Crunch Fitness at the Oglethorpe Mall. They say they saw security camera footage showing Anderson's car parked near Kuhbander's, and then only saw her car leave.
After that, we don't see him again. His car was still in the parking lot at this time and remained so until they allowed us to go ahead and go get it because we have an extra key for it.
Monday evening is the last time either of their phones made a ping. The FBI Bureau of Knoxville referred me to the Cock County Sheriff's Office on the investigation. I called, but have not gotten a response.
I would encourage anybody that may come into contact with them to call 911. Any information that they could provide and being a good witness would be beneficial. Providing that information to local law enforcement.
We really hope it keeps going. Just keep sharing the information is what we really want. Find him and bring him home. All it takes is one time seeing him for us to find him.
So we're hopeful both of them are fine and both of them come home. So, and then we'll go from there once we get them both back here.
As more information is released, we'll update you on air and online at WJC.
Okay, so someone said, oh, there, Lindsay. Again, can you guys send me the links, please? I really want the links on grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. I want to grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Say that a little fast. I want to see it for myself. I know the mom's posting on TikTok. I know there's a Facebook group. I know I've seen her page too. But there's so much information coming out. I would like to stay on top of it. So anything that you find in this case, any new information, updated information, please send it to me. Okay? grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. I'd really like to see that. You said, Mom Updated said it was in fact his phone that pinged in Cosby, Tennessee. Such a scary situation. Men can be victims too. Right? I wonder why so many people don't realize that. Of course men can be victims too. You know what I mean? Like there's some people in chat that are just like, no, what? Yes, men can also. Okay, so, we already did this little measurement. Yes. Okay, let's quickly look at this map. Wow, what a very stressful situation. So here's the Liberty County Fire Services station, right? Let me just quickly take this chat off. Hold on 1 second. Katja said Circle K is like a 7-Eleven. Wawa type gas station, convenience store, I think. Yes, we know Brian Laundrie had stopped at a Circle K. That's when I first heard of them. Circle K. Okay, Liberty County Fire Station in Georgia, and the Crunch Fitness is in Savannah, Georgia. The Olive Garden restaurant that he had gone to that Saturday when she keyed his car and bolted in there was in Pooler, Georgia. So he must live somewhere in this area, right? If this is where he goes to gym and this is where he went for a date, he must live somewhere here. Where she lives, I don't know, but both of them work at this Liberty County Fire Station. And then to just think of how far they traveled or she traveled, I don't know. Initially he was with her. I don't know where either of them are right now, and that's the problem. Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is all in this area, and look how beautiful and rural it is. I mean, of course, there's residential areas and everything, but there's lots of cabins, camping areas, nature hikes, all of that, all in this area. And his family said that they think that she was heading there because Chandler had mentioned to her before that he really liked that area. So we've got that. Also, this is interesting. Again, I'm going to say it's speculation. Okay? Remember when Gabby Petito was missing? And then we were looking at Brian Laundrie's Spotify playlist. Do you remember that? And his Instagram, and looking at updates. Now, I do not know if this is or is not Chandler Kuhbander's YouTube channel. But people on Facebook, in the Facebook group, have been posting it, so I went to have a look. Initially, they actually kind of said, okay, we don't need to worry about this because it was updated last, like, let's say on the day that they went missing and all that. But when I refreshed today, I went there today. I went to find it today on YouTube. So you could type in Chandler Kuhbander, filter for channels, and you'll find it. If you look at the playlist, this one says updated today. Updated 5 days ago. Updated 4 days ago. 4 days ago. You see? So 4 days ago would obviously be the day that Chandler was last seen. But why is this one updated today? Workout music. That's weird. If it is his account, obviously, if they dated for 7 to 7.5 years, maybe he didn't change the password on this, or she still had access to it. Pure speculation. But that's something just to keep a little eye on in case, right? Just in case. Because if that's still being updated, okay, well, then there's hope that they are out there, of course, alive, listening to music somewhere. Right? I really hope that they find them. Forrest Nelson said, hoping for the best, but this doesn't seem to be going well, does it? Thank you for your sticker. And unfortunately, it sounds really scary. But, yeah, we keep the hope alive, of course. Okay, we've seen that one. The BOLO we've seen as well from Hinesville Police Department. Updated information. This was posted June 27th on Raegan Anderson and Chandler Kuhbander. As many of you have seen, we are looking to locate Raegan Anderson and Chandler Kuhbander. While we are searching for them, we wanted to share a photo of the vehicle they could possibly be in. Below is a picture, Raegan Anderson's vehicle, a black 2017 Ford Focus. If anyone has any information about the well-being or whereabouts of these two individuals, please call the Hinesville Police Department at 912-368-8211. Or, of course, you can call 911 if you spot them. Okay, and then again, the Facebook group is Find Chandler Kuhbander and Raegan Anderson discussion. So they've got that. And then we've got his mom is also like going live on TikTok and making TikToks and things where people can ask her questions. I'll be monitoring that as well to make sure we stay on top of the information. Of course, I've invited family onto my platform if they do want to come and talk to us right over here and share any, updates, any inaccuracies, correct anything, whatever it may be. They are welcome here, of course. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. Please leave your comments below. But remember, if you have important information to share, updated things, please send it grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Otherwise, it could get lost in the comments. And we don't want important information to get lost in the comments, okay? And please link your source as well. If you say, like, Chandler's mom said this, or maybe her family pops up and says that, whatever, make sure you link it. I do have security checks that I can actually check if the links are safe to open. So don't be afraid to send me the links. Just put some context in there, please. Lindsay said, I emailed you, subject Chandler phone ping. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Either way, we could say kind of like their phones. It seems like his phone pinged in South Carolina, and one of their phones, most likely his, pinged in Tennessee. That's a very long drive, a very strange situation, really scary, of course, a big red flag. an area that he apparently liked and had told her in the relationship, but the relationship ended more than 6 months ago. He wouldn't miss his sister's birthday party. He wouldn't miss his work and just not call in. You know, he's a firefighter. They usually want to save people, right? You know what I mean? Like, he would not just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to like go on a drive, right? And just not call anyone, not tell anyone, even though his phone was pinging. No, the family says that's not how he is. So that is very concerning. Please keep a lookout, as they say, BOLO. Be on the lookout. There's an official BOLO out, right? Be on the lookout, especially for the vehicle, for them and the vehicle. If you see the vehicle, that GEX655 number plate, you gotta call it in, because that could really help. You know, I mean, like in Gabby Petito's case, when they found her vehicle, that really helped the case, of course, to find her. I'm not saying the situation is at all the same. I'm just saying find the vehicle, know where the last were at, go from there. See what's in the car, see what's happening. It's a Georgia tag, GEX655. Thank you so much all for being here with me. Happy Saturday to you. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you look after your mental health as well. And yeah, there's so many lessons we can always learn from these cases. Please share the DV distress signal. That would be important. Please know that no means no. If someone doesn't want to be with you, that's it. They don't want to. They don't have to be. You don't have to be with someone. No one can force you. No one can force them. Everyone has the right to be in whatever relationship they want to be in and one they don't want to be in. Okay, so no is a full sentence, as I always say. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you again very soon. Stay safe.